Munonjan, the guidebook for Juyok of the Chinese Confucian scriptures, has the following phrase. 적선 지가 필유역영, 적불선 지가 필유여왕. There is overflowing happiness in a family that has done many good deeds, and there is overflowing disaster in a family that has done many misdeeds. Which means, here, yogyang and yoang mean happiness to come and disaster to come. If your family accumulates good deeds, it does not only give yourselves happiness, but also your descendants. If your family accumulates misdeeds, it does not only give yourselves disaster, but also your descendants. Classic stories do not just provide ethical warnings, but they have been scientifically proven as facts. David McClelland, a behavioral psychologist and professor at Harvard University in the US in the 1980s, conducted an experiment. After measuring immune antibodies of 132 college students, he showed a video clip of Mother Teresa helping the poor in India. After watching the video clip, he measured the changes in their immune antibodies again. The results were amazing. It was found that the immune antibodies of the students had increased by 50% after watching the video clip. Not only watching videos, but reading books about a person who has done good deeds, seeing those good deeds, or even hearing about good deeds had increased their immune antibodies. This is called the Mother Teresa effect or Schweitzer effect. There is a similar term called helper's high. Alan Lux, an American doctor and leader of a non-profit organization, called the powerful feeling you experience when you help others helper's high. And according to his research, people who do volunteer work regularly are 10 times more likely to be healthy than those who do not. This is because that while experiencing helper's high, your physical and mental stress is relieved. Blood pressure and cholesterol levels are significantly reduced. 3 times the normal level of endorphins are secreted. Due to these reasons, people who do volunteer work regularly are much more healthier than those that do not. But the interesting fact is, when you volunteer out of selfishness, there is no lifespan extension effect. Dr. Sarah Conrads, a professor at University of Michigan, on 10,317 graduates of Wisconsin High School since 1957, has been conducting research. In 2004, she has asked the experimental subjects, "Have you been volunteering in your life? If yes, what was the reason?" She did not just want to check whether they had done volunteer work, but also the reason behind it. After 4 years, in 2008, the research team conducted a survey on those who regularly volunteered in the last 10 years and on how many of them had died. While the mortality rate of those who had responded was only 1.6%, the mortality rate of those who had no volunteering experience was 4.3%, which is about 3 times higher. In fact, the mortality rate of those who didn't do volunteer work as compared to those who volunteered was more than 3 times higher. The unusual finding here is the reason for volunteering was for their satisfaction, that the mortality rate of those who answered that, compared to the mortality rate of those who did not volunteer at all, was not much different. We can see here that the Mother Teresa effect only works when you volunteer sincerely. If you do it for your own benefit, or by taking pictures to gain a reputation, or to show off that you're a humanitarian, minding others volunteering, or donation made reluctantly may not increase your immunity. In network marketing, a deeper bond is created between people than in any other occupation. To leaders and partners, building good relationships is very important. Building good relationships is simple. It is to help others. As we have seen from the previously mentioned survey, to help others is to help yourself. Through such a process, good relationships build up naturally. But you need to remember one more thing. It is your sincerity.